It's already started. I was thinking good morning by the way. So, right. I was thinking that I should go back to my other VODs of these meditations and put in the description what we did for the meditation, because like each one is so unique. It really is. We changed the entire experience of what we want to have based on the morning. And this morning we're going to talk more about the chakras. So yesterday I left out some important parts I realized after the meditation. I was like, I should have said this or I should have said that. So I'd use this opportunity right now to say just that. Remember yesterday we were talking about the Svadhisthana with shame. The second chakra is all blocked by shame or guilt, and guilt isn't real. But then shame, I didn't really properly define shame and how shame works. So I'll do that right now. Shame is remember the analogy with the cup. And so if you have a cup, this is your cup. This is your ability to hold water within yourself, hold and fill your own cup. And so I talked about enough, not enough, or more than enough. But when you have enough, like you're able to satisfy yourself, and you have this cup of water, and you're having fun, and you're doing things in life, and you're just experiencing life without the fear of consequence of what may or possibly could happen or what could go wrong. Because in a state of having fun, you can't think of what will go wrong. If you're thinking of what will go wrong and you're intellectualizing that, you can't really have fun, because you're always paranoid and looking over your shoulder. What's gonna happen next? What am I going to fall down and hit my face? You can't conceptualize the idea of just being fully present within that fun, because you're so thinking of all the variables that could possibly go wrong. And some people might say, this is a good skill to have in real life. I guess so. Unless your experiences that's a full-on survival because people are hunting you down and you need to be on your tippy toes to be able to, like, what's gonna happen next? Even if you live on a block where they deal drugs and all of these different things, from what I've seen, they aren't like that 24/7, not on high alert. Even if at the end of the day, you're always in a community of some sort. Even if you're home alone and you're by yourself, your environment is where you spend most of your time. That's environment. You feel natural and you're acclimatized to. You're not going to feel that stressed out. Even if you're in a high risk environment, like a drug block or a cartel area. I don't want to get too much into that, but individually we acclimatize to our environment and we feel safe to a certain degree because of community and trust and these different factors. Now back to shame. You're having fun, somebody comes and piss in your cup, and when they piss in your cup, you can't drink that water anymore. You can't use that water anymore because there's no longer water. That's just now piss. I said yesterday that no matter how little piss goes in that cup, as long as it goes into the cup, it contaminates everything else, and everything else becomes piss in that cup. So the analogy here linking to real life would be that because somebody ruins your experience for you to make you feel some type of way about something that you enjoyed doing because you had fun, and then something happened that you didn't expect, and other people was like, well, you should have expected that to happen. How would you know? You were just having fun. You didn't care. So they come and they contaminate it with their icky energy, and then you now have this pissy cup and just be like, shit, what do I do with this? I can't have fun no more if I carry around this pissy cup. So the only option here for shame and guilt in this aspect is to throw away the entire contents of the cup, wash your cup, and fill it with new water. the way to do this in real life would be to tell somebody or community who will not judge you the very thing that makes you feel that shame, the source of that shame. Um, that's the symbol of throwing it away, cleansing your perspective of the situation and bringing in that clarity of neutrality. This is where you, well, the exact method would be to do a meditation first, go back to see the first time you experienced the trauma and look at the perspective of how you see it. Shift your perspective there so you get a kind of objective view of what actually happened and have some compassion for yourself in the same process. Then offload the shame to the wind, something, somebody. If it exists, it exists. There's no helping it and there's no hiding from it. The harsh truth, well, it's not very harsh, is it? But the simple truth is that privacy is not really real subjectively and from a very third dimensional here perspective. Sure, it's real. Sure, I cover myself as I change in the public bathroom and nobody will see me, but higher dimensions don't really care about that. Higher dimensions still see everything that happens, all the thoughts, everything that the entire transposition of the story of your life is recorded, and every action you take or didn't take in some way or somehow is recorded. Even versions of you that you're still not even conscious of are being recorded and living their own life simultaneous to you in multiple different experiences. So that's an entirely different topic, and that'll take forever to talk about. Let's get back to shame. So you flush your cup, and now that you have this fresh perspective, you allow yourself to hold yourself in compassion to fill back your own cup. And now that your cup is full, you're able now to move past what shame blocks, the ability to live within your pleasure, to go after your wants, to say, I am deserving of more. I'm not going to limit myself because I want to make others feel better. It's such a finicky thing. They convince people, well, not people, they don't convince you. Your subconscious convinces yourself that maybe you should make yourself smaller than you are to please other people because they know best and I don't know best because I was doing something unexpectedly bad happened to me. And then they came and be like, ha, I told you. And you'd be like, all right, well, they obviously know what's right for me. I don't know what's right for me, else why did that bad thing happen? And now, subconsciously, you create an environment where you build a cycle of trusting others above yourself and not wanting to trust yourself. So you could kind of layer the dynamic of how this trauma forms. Deeply transformational to do the meditation that I recommend to anybody. And so if there's something you want to do, you could always book a live meditation with me where we go into the trauma, the root cause of it. I call it chakra trauma therapy. It's so much fun. But it requires you to really face yourself head on with the aspects that you try or tend to avoid. It's not for the weak of heart at all. I glaze it and I underestimate the journey that it is because I don't see it as my perspective of it is somewhat shallow, I would say. Let's go on to Manipura, the third chakra, the lustrous gem that is imagination. Imagination versus worry is the theme here. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something. I guess it's in the next meditation. Imagination versus worry. Imagination Actually, I just look at the time. It's 10 minutes already. It's been. Let's not keep this long. I'm not keeping this as some type of master class or some type of class. I just want to have brief introductions and a brief talk. And tomorrow we'll talk more a bit about the same topic as we progress along. Today instead all we did was talk about Svadhisthana more in depth, the second chakra, and how the trauma relates through emotion and how you could better clear it through meditation to expel the perspective of the trauma, to get to the version of you in like almost instantly, um, after losing that heavy weight that is that emotional trauma. It's called fourth way. So we have the sly one. You don't have to go through any type of long process to find enlightenment. You just need to be and offload the trauma. Just push it to the side and be like, you know what? I felt it. I experienced it. It's mine. That was my experience. I see it for what it is now, and I don't need to hold it anymore. And you become quite a different person at the end of it. Let's get into the meditation, shall we? Sit with your back straight and just breathe. Today I just want to center myself for the day ahead, and that's all we're going to do today. Inhale into your diaphragm and exhale. When I say breathe normally, this is what I mean. Feel your lungs expand. Feel them contract on the exhale. Feel how it feels when the air comes in and hits the back of your throat. How it feels on the exhale by your nose. I want you to hold it for a bit on the inhale and exhale. Let's do this again, and this time pay attention to the moment the air transitions between the inhale and the exhale in your lungs as it expands. I want you to envision deep roots coming from your heart space, going to the earth, spreading out like tree branches, going everywhere on the ground, and as deep as you could possibly go, all the way to the center of the earth and connecting you directly to Mother Gaia. Vision gold energy flowing up through the roots into your body, spread into every part of your body. any negative bits of feeling you had over the night, over the day yesterday, that's going to just absorb into the earth and disappear and replace with new positive energy for your day ahead. From your heart space, see the same very roots, but this time bright white in color, although almost blinding, shooting up through your spine, through your cranium, into the infinite void above. Still branching out like very roots below. See white light filtering in, merging with the golden light in your body and spreading throughout your body to every part, living harmoniously with the golden energy. Feel the energy meeting together at the point at your heart. Envision you're sitting on earth, surrounded by water. Hear the waves or the water as it hits or moves around, or any sounds that may come even if the water is still. And in front of you there's a fire. Hear the crackle of the wood as it burns, or any other noise depending on how your fire forms. See this fire grow into a big bonfire in front of you. Feel the water around you and the fire flow into your heart space as it gives you energy, warmth, and coolness if needed. So all four elements connect to your heart space. Feel it flow in. Continue focusing on your breath, the exact moment it transitions from the inhale to the exhale. Alright, slowly open your eyes. Didn't do a long meditation today, but you could do that same meditation on your own time and do a pretty long one at that. Any thoughts that come up, I'm sure they do. Just push them to the side gently as they come and just sweep it across. You don't need it. It's really good for when you do meditation to notice the thoughts that you think of. I think those meditations are equally as important. But if you're looking to just ground your day and not actually process anything that you have coming up, the best way to go about doing this is to actively sit down, center yourself in breath, become conscious of your body, that you're safe right now, that you're not in survival mode at this exact moment. Even if you have no food or you have plenty bills, this is my trick to it. Well, it's not really mine, is it? But let's not get into that. I may be perceived wrong there if I don't explain myself. Okay. It's not mine, not because I made it, but because I'm not the first one to make it in the history of all that is. Somebody probably did it already last year, somebody probably did it already 500 years ago. It's all just regurgitated stuff, keeps coming back in new perspective on new lenses. That's my perspective of it. Anyways, so just find commonality within yourself right now, be grounded in your body, and at this exact moment in meditation, you're not in survival mode. Calm yourself down, and you're not in danger right now physically. Unless you are, in which case I don't think you should be meditating like this. You should be meditating for clarity and how to proceed forward. But if you are, as 99.9% of people in the world right now should be, and you're watching this right now, it means that you're safe. It means that you have the luxury enough right now to be safe within yourself. So give yourself that permission that despite whatever anxiety may come up or thoughts want to come up to say, you get that bill paid today and I don't have the money to pay the bill. How would I do this? Deep diaphragm breath. Bring awareness into the body right now, and despite everything busy happening around you, you're still safe right here, right now, in this exact moment in your room or wherever you're doing this. And you have the permission, give yourself the permission to hold compassion for yourself that you are trying your best and move forward with that intention. That's all you need. The world will continue to move on, and more bills will continue to come, and more issues will continue to come. But it's your ability to stay grounded and rooted in yourself that really makes the difference, despite whatever arduous challenge you may face. It's all just a play. You don't have to give it so much credit that it has more power over you. That being said, I love you. Have a good day tomorrow. We'll go more in depth into the chakras and